you, only you, for me, water.
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? This is Rashida. What's going on? Got my new do going on. I told you as a wife, I always change up stuff. I get bored. So if I get bored, I can just imagine, how men probably get bored of seeing the same all the time. Well, this is Rashida Malade Sule. What's going on? How's everybody doing? It's been a minute, and I've had some concerns to talk about with our wives. Our wives. Oh my goodness, how are you guys? If you are out there, you're a woman. I've said so many things of learning to pamper yourself, take care of yourself, have a, spend time for yourself. During the week, it was just a little bit strange. My daughter came to me because of so many things that was happening in her school. And I know for that to be happening to her, she's not the only person going through it. They also have a lot of other teenagers that are going through a lot. And how are mothers addressing this? I don't know, but I know that it's huge. I know that it's bothersome. They're in school. Bullying is... I was just telling a girl from mine the other day that I promise you, bullying, not a real bad, horrible type of bullying, but having someone that feels that they can say all sorts of things to you and you fighting back, but not actually fighting your daughter, not actually fighting like physical fighting, but you just letting them know, look, you can't bully me. You can't bully me. And I just feel like those are just some sorts of growth in a child's life, in a teenager's life that they just have to go through. And eventually, they come out strong, they come out better. Mothers, I really want to say we need to have time for our children. It's so sad, like, I cry. Because when we look at what we went through growing up, or the atrocities that we heard growing up. And when we think about the ones that are going on now with these children, Heavenly Father, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they survive. And then for there not to be a mother or someone that they can trust, someone that they can talk to that wouldn't bark at them. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not the easy parent. My husband is the more easier going. He be thinking I'm some days. And that's okay. Because we cannot all be soft parents. Someone has to be the one who's going to lay it down, and the other one can be, But I'm with them all the time. So I know when they try to play that trick, you can't play it on me. You can probably play it on your father. But one thing that me and my husband has agreed on is you don't say yes to those kids until we have agreed that it's okay. Because they try to get over. Mommy know what grade they got. Mommy know that they didn't do their chores this week. Mommy knows, whether they were rude to a teacher. So they know they couldn't get nothing from me. So they will now try, oh, Daddy, let me try and see if I can tell Daddy or ask Daddy. And then they'll go to their dad. And then their dad, oh, sure. No, not my husband. My husband would say, have you asked your mother? They were like, oh. There was a time that my daughter was asking my husband, why is it all the time, we gotta go ask mommy? Can't you the man? Can you imagine the psychology? You the man. You should be able to lay it down and tell what? My husband was like, please, I've known your mother before you came to this world. So I can't make decisions without her. What are we teaching them? We're teaching them that you don't. No. I'm teaching you and letting you know from that what just happened, that when you two grow up, you don't make decisions without your significant other. It has to be a joint, combined answer. With that being said, women, I know we are go-getters. I know we want to be somebody. We want to have our own money. We want to, do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. There was a video of mine where I told everybody, you see, when I met my husband and he said he wanted to make enough money so that I can stay home and be with the kids. It was like, what is that? Is that a title? Is that a career? I didn't know what that was. Because I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I didn't know what that was. Staying home and taking care of children. I didn't want to ever do that. Why? Because being the first child, I had to stay home and take care of my siblings while my friends were playing and outside, double dutching and having a good time. So wasn't nobody going to be keeping me at home doing nothing. So I wasn't rude about it. I was like, oh, okay. But you know what? When I started really, really getting into my career, I was making money, not knowing where the money was going. It was going somewhere. But I when they give me like, at the end of the year, they give you like a 1099 for business owners. They give you a 1099 or whatever of how much you've made. And you're seeing 6 figures, but you're looking at your bank account, and your bank account ain't looking 4 or 5 figures. That's not what really made me stop working. What actually made me stop working was the fact that when you see that your children are not doing well because you're not around, your children are not doing as well as they should because you're not around, that gave my head a shift. I had to now think, is what I'm doing, just running around, saving everybody else's family, educating everybody else in their family, is it worth me losing mine? And it wasn't. And I cried. Because I love what I did. I love what I was doing at the time. And I was building a team. I had people in my team that I was responsible for. That, I had told them that we were going to do this together. And, my goal was to make sure that whoever enters my team, at least within, first 3 months, to try to get them to become marketing directors. The first 1 month for them to already be making money. And I loved it. But when I saw that my babies were not doing too well in school, I had to chill out. I had to literally, I remember when my husband, when we went to the school conference that they had for my babies, saying that they were going to take them out of honor roll. And they had sent several letters home, and we didn't get the letters. No, it was in my children's bag, obviously. By the time I get home like 10:30, 11 o'clock. They're asleep before I get home. So in the morning, I drop them off at school, and we don't talk about things like that because the children just feel like it's probably a bad letter of something that they did. So they don't give me the letter. I know my husband, when I was crying, my husband was like, you need to get your priorities straight. So I was like, oh, what a night, man. I need to get my priorities straight as if this is not our children bearing your name, And I prayed. I cried. I prayed. And the Spirit of God told me that He is the one that maketh one wealthy without you running around as if you get rich by your own power. And I sat down and thought about all the money that seems to me that they said I made, which I did make, but I guess, when you're doing so much, doing the most and investing back into your business and stuff like that, I just didn't see it. I didn't see it. And I had to question myself, like, was it worth it? Leaving my team was so hard because these were people that I cared about. People that I loved, people that, we became a family. And many of them could not understand. Many of them stayed after and they were trying to get me back. But I knew that God has said, be still and know that I'm God. And there's so many other things I have for you. I'm saying all of this to say, women, when we have decided and we've said yes to being in a marriage, we have now decided to say yes, that we want to have children. We are responsible for those children. We're responsible for them. I mean, I was so into my thing that my daughter and I were like, we were just butting heads. I wanted to send her to Nigeria to go to boarding school because I thought, hey, that's what they did to me. It was going to work for her. It worked for me. My aunt was like, no. So she took her to London. So she stayed in Manchester with my aunt. And I'm so grateful. It's good to have good families that can just... And it was like a break away from me and her. It was like a time that we needed to separate. Because it was really, really that. Because I hadn't been around in her early preteen years. I sleep home, yeah, but I haven't been. There's a relationship. There's a type of bond that a mother and daughter should have. And I didn't create that with her. She had that with my mother-in-law. I didn't create that with her. So we were butting heads, But to make a long story short, I now decided to stay home. Started building a relationship. She came back. Her father went to go get her from Manchester. She came back. Started building. It was hard in the beginning. Started building. So she can talk to me. I can talk to her. It wasn't easy for me because for a person who's worked, who's had plans of how I'm going to hit that first million, the house, I mean, I had plans. And all of that was like, all the money in the world. All the money in the world. You will see that a lot of the people that have the biggest problems are people that have money. People that are committing suicide, people that have money. Money is good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, don't pick money over your children. And a lot of times they will put this in your mind. Oh, you're doing this for the children. You're not around them. I know someone that they worked hard. Yeah, you're doing it for the children. You're paying for their school. They're in private school. They're in the best of this, best of that. And at the end of the day, they grow up and they don't want nothing to do with you. They have their own friends. They have their own family. They want to do better than what you did. And when you hear their story, they're like, when I was growing up, my mother was never there. My dad was never there. They were always working. That's the story. But it doesn't have to be like that. I'm sorry to have said this, but I'm going to say it. You see Caucasian parents or Caucasian couples come together and actually figure out, you know what? One of us is going to have to stay home. Maybe not in the beginning, but they talk about these things. I'm going to need one of us to stay home while I go out there and work. And at the time, the husband probably making $40,000, $50,000. They have a house, maybe paying like $800, $1,000 a month on their house. on the mortgage. And the woman would stay and they would manage that money. And they would take care of their children. And the children would be in different sports. And whenever's going on in school, the mother would be there. And, you know, everything was good. Black family, what's up? What's going on? Black fathers, where are you? Where are you? It should not be that easy for something to happen and you leave your seed. Because the mother is acting up. She ain't talking right. She ain't doing right. It's so funny that the wife that you have chosen, that was so amazing in the beginning, now she ain't talking right. She ain't doing right. What happened? What did you change? Did you forget that she is your rib? She's your rib. You need to get on your knees and go to the Father and talk to your Father about your wife. Whatever it is that you need to do better, He needs to show you. He needs to show you. Because at the end of the day, you're leaving your home to the detriment of your children. And then they say, when the children go older, they will know their father. So is it knowing you that you want? Oh, we know you. We know you. So what? Now what? They know you. But you haven't impacted anything in their life. You haven't given them anything. You haven't built anything. You haven't given any seed to, well, you left a seed. You left a seed that when things get hard, you're out. That's the seed that you planted. That's the seed that you've planted. For your next generation, that's the seed that you want to plant. Because you can't go through the most or the motion of what you took a woman and you went to God and say, Father, this is the wife I want to marry. She's the one. 30 thorns from attitude. And then later on, she's what? She's not talking to you properly. Show the woman what you want of the woman. Show her what you want and what you don't want. But then again, you can't be doing all that if you ain't providing. Because that's what really knocks a woman out, when a man doesn't provide. And she's the one doing the most. Working, cooking, cleaning, running around for the... Oh yeah, you're going to hear a word. You want respect with all of that being done? You're going to hear a word. If you don't hear it, you're going to sense it. You're going to sense it. Because you need to be out there trying to figure out what you're going to do. If you don't have a job yet, then get something, get more educated. This is America. We are in America. But if you're listening to me in other countries, I mean, it is what it is. But respect comes with being able to take care. My husband can't be taking care of me and then I'm disrespecting him. What? In my mind? No. No. He's the king of our household. He's the head of household. After God, the king. I wanted to say all of that to just let our ladies know money's not everything. Money's not everything. By the time you have these children, they grow so fast. And then they're growing so fast. Many of us are still looking very good, looking young. We can go back to school, do whatever we want to do. They got school online. You can do that. But you have to be able to show these children a sense of love, sense of family. Don't let them be taught from the outside. High school is one of the hardest. They are smoking weed. They are having sex in the bathroom. They're doing the most. And you have your child there thinking, oh, she's protected. Oh, she's fine. The edge of protection is around her. Okay. And then she gets home. She's going through so much. You can't even say, or call her and say, oh, my love, how was school today? How was school today? How are your teachers? What's going on? What's happening? Talk to me, you know? Have a time off on Saturday where you guys go out and do girl stuff. It doesn't have to be shopping. It could be you guys go have a little brunch or something just to be able to have talk time. Because there's so much going on. And mothers were giving birth to these children. So much is going on. I'm understanding not having sex before marriage. Why? Because a lot of times women will get pregnant, have a child, got to give the child up. The child now grows up, find out he adopted or she adopted, hate herself, who's her mom, who's her dad. Or you have them and you can't even take care of them, you smoking and this and that, and there's too much going on. I know fingers are not equal, but if you need help, get help. But you that's sane should not be doing the same thing that people that are insane are doing. And I say insane because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So they can't be blamed for the activities that they're doing right now because a lot of them are all drugged up under the influence of something. But you that are sane, what are you doing? Doing the most. I don't want to ask my husband for $20 and then he start complaining. Hey, I want to buy tampon. I have to ask him. Yes, you want to buy tampon? Ask him. Daddy wa, our daddy. We are needing to buy our nkoshoshu. Wife, we are actors. We are actors. We act. I don't even know why you should be even asking anyway. Because on a good day, you should be getting an allowance if you're a stay-at-home mom. Or some stay-at-home moms, you know, they're the one who runs the account. And some stay-at-home mom cannot run the account. Don't have me run no account. Don't have me run no account. I already know my weakness. So I'm not even going to go there with the account. Oh, Lord, no. I already know my weakness. Know who you are. Know your weakness. Don't be like, oh, so-and-so husband, give her the account and she runs it and you should be giving me an account, let me run it. No. If you know you got some problems with why you're online doing work, something pop up, it looks most affordable, you get it, you didn't talk to your hubby about it. And that's the thing. You don't want to talk to a husband about nothing. You just want to buy what you want, when you want. Okay, talk about allowance. Allowance can be anything. Whatever works for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just had this concern that I just wanted to talk about. Like, you know, we need to do better. We need to do more. We need to look out for our children. We need to, if you're doing full-time, maybe you can do part-time. If you're doing part-time, maybe you can do something online where you're home when the kids come, and so that, you know, they do call you for something going on with the kids, you can actually be there at school. I mean, when my son, Mr. Price Connor, invited me to his school when he first started, and I had time because obviously now I was staying home, and I went. I was literally the only black parent that was there. Everyone else was Caucasian. I know we working. I know. And when you don't have another partner to help you, I know it's hard. I know. Because God had me experience that. When my husband, you know, started working in another state. It was no different from being a single parent. You know. The kid just say hi to him over the phone. I had to cook, clean, do everything, run around, pick him up. all over the place. It's a lot of work. And then to try to get yourself together. That's why you have to get your brain in a place where you know that you have days for yourself. You have days to do this runaround. And then you have to. Unless... we must be doing a good job, because I don't hear too many women hearing them saying that, you know, women are committing suicide. We must be doing a good job. Rather as the children are doing suicide. Really? I'm going to let you go. I've taken too much of your time. But I just wanted to, you know, heart to heart, just pour this out. I don't know who this is for. I know I've been all over the place, but it's just something that bothered my heart, that I didn't want a situation. I'm reading from a book to you guys. No, I want you to be speaking from my heart. That women, we need to get to a place of contentment. We need to get to a place where, you know, there's a lot of things to do online, where our children are so important to us that we're not saying, I'm running this company because of these kids, you know, because you're making $250,000, $500,000. And then you grow up, and then the children grow up, and they resent you with all the money. You try to buy them out. At the age of 16, you get them a car. At the age of 18, you do this. At the age of whatever, you get them a house. They're not happy with all of that. Because all they really want was mommy. They wanted you to be there. When their friends hurt their feelings, they wanted you to be there. I had to teach my daughter that the friends that you have in elementary school may not be the same that you're going to have in middle school. May not be the same that you're going to have in high school. Your BFF today may not be your BFF the next 90 days. People are going to hurt you. They will. It's just how life is. It's how we grow. The only people that love you unconditionally, your mom and your dad if he's there. You understand what I'm saying? So, once again, this is Rashida Malade Sule, speaking from the heart. If you go to Instagram, it's the official Rashida Malade Sule. And if you're on Facebook, Rashida Malade Sule. And if you want to do my email is rashida@marriedletstalk.com. You know, sign one of our contracts if you're a wife, so that we can add you to our group that we pray on Monday nights, on our family, on our, you know, the children, our husbands, even us. This war is real. The devil is trying to separate families. And boy, is he going to try when it comes to money. Money and sex is usually money and sex, money and sex, money and sex. Not enough money, not enough sex. Not enough money, not enough sex. If I talk to another woman again who, you know, finds out that I'm a coach for married women and, oh, where were you 10 years ago? Where were you 15 years ago? And then I ask them a brief question. What were you doing that you had no idea that your husband was cheating? You didn't sense anything? You didn't notice anything? There's something called, and I've heard this I think it's 3 or 2 years ago, when we had City of David Women's Conference meeting. Man, I highly recommend, if you're in the Georgia area, to come out to that, because this Pastor Toby, she brings out the best of the best women to come and talk to married women, to women in general. And boy, do they break it down. They don't hold nothing back. They don't hold nothing back. And you learn. You learn. And the awesome thing is, she gets us to be at the hotel for 2 nights, 5 meals, $200? That's a joke. $200? It's a joke. But then, let me not say it like that. It may not be a joke to a lot of people. It may be a lot of money to a lot of people. But you know what? We do the women's conference yearly. So you can start saving, putting it on the side. Like, you know what? I got this $200. I'm going to park it over here. As soon as the women's conference comes, I'm on it. Just for you to be able to listen to what other women have also gone through and how they've come out of it. So I want to say thank you for hearing me today. And I'm going to take out of this video and I'm going to, break it up into smaller pieces and just try to see how we can really, really fully grasp what I'm saying. Thank you so much once again for watching. I appreciate you. God bless you. Bye.
Holy water, cool my fever.